Doing fantastic. Just had a practice, so I'm a little exhausted, but let's roll. Let's get it.
How was your first NFL training camp going?
It's been a great camp. Truly blessed to be here. Definitely appreciate the opportunity to be here and play with guys like Fred Warner, Hufanga, Gibb. I can keep going on about the list, but this has been an amazing experience, and I'm looking forward to keep going.
You with Hufanga and Gibson, they are also not, known as the fastest guy. They didn't burn up their 40-yard dash, and obviously they're very adept at playing ankles. They've done this, particularly Gibson, for a while. You might have kind of a similar type game. What have you gleaned from them, I guess, particularly as it relates to their style?
Guys like Gibb and Huff, they're smart. When you're smart and you think fast, a 40 time doesn't really matter. It's about how fast you can process information, how fast you can make a decision. And those guys are one of the best at it. So, that's why I feel like we all have similar traits, when it comes to comparing 40 times and compare, game-like speed. We all just, can think fast and can react fast and make plays.
Mooney Ward seemed very excited for you to have a preseason game where you could tackle live. I don't know if you heard what he said the other day, but is that something that you're looking forward to finally be able to take off all the restraints and bring somebody to the ground?
Absolutely. I haven't tackled nobody since December of last year, so I'm definitely looking forward to get back to it, show off my tackling ability to the team and let them see what I'm all about.
Yeah, Mooney said, I think he described you as a grown man who's going to be smacking people. People this week?
Absolutely. That's just my game. I think that's everybody's game on the team. This is aggressive defense. I think, the most aggressive defense in the league. So I have to, live up to that standard with those guys, in my football style, just like theirs. So it's definitely going to be a game of physicality.
By aggressive defense, what do you mean? Just mentality or blitzing or
just mentality. These guys, they hunt. Guys like Fred leading the pack, Greenlaw, these guys hunt, they set the example. And if you ain't out there hunting, you can't be with them, so I just joined in on that hunt. I hunt with those guys.
You're looking forward to going up against an opposing team that you haven't seen and getting some live hitting?
Yeah, I'm always looking forward for game action. It's nothing like it. Practice is a similar version of it, but it's nothing like playing in a game, playing on TV, playing in front of thousands of fans. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing in that preseason game coming up.
There's been a couple deep passes this camp where either Huff or Gibb will close in on time and make those pass practices. What do you see from the sidelines when that's going on, and how do you kind of absorb the lesson that they're teaching on this? Those
guys' ability to just read it, to see it before it happens. That's something many cannot do. That's something coaches can't teach. The ability to just have that feel, that clock going off in their head, that the ball's coming out, and them being able to have the ability to open up and make a play on it. Definitely outstanding talent by Gibb and Huff.
Gibson was talking to us about you. He called you Tig, but then he caught himself and says, no, he's a rookie, so I can't call him that. Are a lot of people calling you Tig?
They trying not to. They trying not to. they definitely trying not to call me Tig. Coach said it's something I got to earn, a nickname I got to earn. So they've been trying their best not to call me Tig, but they've been falling for it ever since. So it's hard not to call me Tig once you learn it. Yeah.
It's a childhood nickname, right? What's the harm in that?
Yeah. It's just something that the guys want to give me a challenge, and I accept the challenge as always. So if they want to get that, if they want that to happen, I'm gonna make it happen.
Played against some really good receivers in the Big Ten, but what's it been like in this camp to get an up-close look day after day at Ayuk and Debo?
Ayuk, I like Ayuk, man. Debo too. Those guys are special, real special talent. Just the way, first with Ayuk, the way he can get in and out of breaks, the way he reads defenses, the way he can make a play on the ball. Definitely, one of the most talented receivers in the NFL. Debo as well, especially Debo's run after catch. Debo's a lot faster than people think, so them guys are definitely, special wide receivers, and it's the reason why they do the things they do.
Did you have to use a lot of restraint not to go through Trey Lance's block on the reverse?
Oh, you seen that? You don't want to touch no quarterbacks in practice. Yeah, I definitely did. Had to use a lot of restraint on that. Had to tell Trey to watch out, man. He can't be touched. So definitely, yeah, had to.
Were you on the play? Were you out there on that last play to Willie Snead that he made the catch against Sam?
No, I wasn't out there, but I was on the sideline. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
Have you become close to any particular members of the rookie class? I know that you and Jalen Graham had the same secondary coach at different points in your college careers.
Yeah, all of them, all the guys. We all came in together. We kind of forged a bond, and we stick together. We've been together since rookie minicamp, and we just always in the hotel talking to each other about how it's going. Keeping each other up to date. Making sure guys is doing the right things. So it's been a brotherhood with the rookies, and we look forward to continue that.
The rookie who seems to have impressed in the secondary, Deshaun Jameson. What have you seen from him? And why wasn't that guy drafted?
Yeah, definitely. This guy at the top of the route is probably one of the best I've ever seen. How quick he can get out of his breaks and attack the ball. Most guys, take 3-4 steps, get out of their breaks. Most guys take, even longer than that. This guy's a one step, he's gone. So I've been super impressed with him. His ability to get out of his breaks, make a play on the ball, and especially his man coverage. He's been doing some great things out here, and he's going to continue to do that. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Compared to this time a year ago, I know you were confident, but that was your first major opportunity in the NFL. I guess what's the difference between this camp and last camp? Maybe it was mindset or just feeling more comfortable or whatever it is.
I think compared to last camp, really, this year we just have one more successful year to build off of. I feel like 2021 was a disappointment in many ways to us just because we didn't get to where we wanted to go, and then 2022 was kind of the same thing. So, I just feel like we're just refocused even more with this 2023 season to make sure that we accomplish our goals.
Is the thought of frustration builds in, being so close and not getting there. But what you just said is what so many people have said, that we're even more determined. Is this like a vibe you get, or is it actually guys talking about it?
Both for sure. It's people are making it very, very clear vocally what the goal is this year, and then also you can see it day in and day out through this camp. Like we had a 90-something rep practice yesterday, so we're definitely putting the work in, and I feel like we're on a good track to be successful.
How tough is it to come back the next day after a practice like that?
It's tough to. It's like playing a game and then going back and having another padded practice the next day. But that's just football. That's just part of this season, part of this camp. I feel like it really gives us an opportunity to get that, the football conditioning that you really can't get any other way. Like obviously we're all football players and we want to be the best football players we can be on Sunday, but off-season workouts don't really do that for us. We got to actually play football.
Chris Forrester was in here earlier today talking about how some of the younger guys that they're auditioning at the center, they have to learn how to communicate pretty well. How has your communication skills improved? Like, I guess now that you've gotten more reps, more opportunities to do that, and recognize things that you need to look for.
Yeah. So really, our communication at the line is, it's gone down a lot, which is a good thing, right? You don't really want to tell the defense what you're doing, and when everyone can be on the same page without saying anything, that's really our goal. So, I try and make sure to tell people what they need to know when they need to know it, and nothing more than that. Redundancy just gives the defense more information than we want them to have, and I feel like, at the guard position and at the tackle position, we have great players that have been studying all off season and they know the plays. So I feel like, the less words, the less numbers that come out of my mouth, the better at this point.
Jake, you had a great year last year, Pro Bowl alternate, best year of your career, and then you show up this year and here's Feliciano, who's a veteran who started in New York. Do you feel challenged by that? Nothing's handed in the NFL, but how do you feel about the addition of Feliciano? What's he added to the room?
I think it's a great addition. Obviously, we lost a couple key players and a couple key, guys in the room just with free agency and all that stuff. You're not going to have the same team each year. So being being able to add a guy into the room like John, I feel like does nothing but keep the room competitive and really drives us to just be the best room that we can be for the team.
I got it's a quarterback question. Got to be coming. So just Brock Purdy steps in the huddle first time at camp. Any twinkle in his eye? Anything that you've seen through this first week from him that kind of puts things in perspective of what he's pulling off?
Honestly, it feels like nothing's changed, which is a great thing. You know, I mean, he ended his season last year, obviously with injury, but still on the top of his game, and I feel like he's been nothing but getting better each week. And you really can see that this season as well. I feel like just every single day, you know, he might screw up one play or two plays in practice, but the next practice you deliberately see him fix that problem, and that's really all you're going to want from a second-year quarterback. So.
Did you face go up against Hargrave much at all in the NFC Championship game? And if so, what were your impressions of watching him?
Yeah, so I mean, I got a few one-on-one blocks with him in pass pro, a few run blocks on him. He's a incredibly efficient player. His hit, like just looking at his stance, he's so coiled up and so compact in his stance that where his first step might cover the same amount of ground as a comparable D tackle's first two steps. So, you know, anytime you can go against that type of player, that dynamic, that smooth of a player in practice is just going to let us be more prepared for going against anyone else that we play, opponent-wise.
You just mentioned one thing that makes him special. Is there other qualities he has that you don't see it everywhere? I mean,
physically he's got a crazy low center of gravity, which just allows him to have really good balance. He can change direction very fast, and he's got good anchor, right? For a guy that's his size, he's not crazy heavy, so having a guy that can really have that weight distributed into his legs just, I mean, adds to his anchor and adds to his flexibility when it comes to run pass.
You guys lose a pretty good player in McGlinchey, but McKivitz seems very, very confident. Give me your thoughts on Colton and how he's looked so far.
Colton's great. I'm so happy for him to get this opportunity. You know, he's kind of what I was last season with, you know, kind of being like a background sixth guy, and then finally getting his shot to really get a starting position this season. So, you know, I've always seen the intangibles in him. I mean, he works harder than anyone else in the room, and he knows the offense. He's constantly asking me questions about what to do here, what's going on there. So, you know, I'm honestly just really happy for him to get this opportunity.
Going back to communication, when you say, obviously you don't want to say anything until you have to, what prompts you to have to? I mean, does that mean something's gone wrong, or you're in a bad situation if you have to speak up? Yeah,
so, you know, especially kind of these new age defenses, I mean, we kind of call them like, I don't know, like enigma defenses. They have a bunch of dime sets and, you know, crazy numbers of DBs out there and stuff like that. So any sort of kind of off the normal look, then I'm probably gonna have to say something, whether it's like a load nickel look or if it's a dime, you know, 5-1 look. Just something that's not the 90% of the stuff that they run, but the 10% of the other stuff that they run. I'll probably have to clarify what we're doing at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, sorry to carry on this, but I think a lot of us think that, well, the center's always blocking out stuff. I mean, so how do you guys, again, could be very stupid here, but how are you guys making adjustments if you're not saying anything? Is the way you guys do things unusual in the NFL?
I don't think so. You know, I mean, I started my career in Dallas where Travis Frederick said literally nothing at the line of scrimmage for probably 80% of the snaps that they did. But that was a crazy good offensive line. They had a lot of arguably Pro Bowler / you know, all-stars on that team, right? But you know, I honestly think if you ask centers across the league, the more prepared the offensive line is going into a game, the less that they have to do, especially pre-snap wise. So really, that's just our goal. Just make sure that everyone knows the offense, everyone knows what they're doing against the base looks, and then, you know, I'm still making a point. I'm still calling a mic, but that doesn't mean I'm saying like exactly what's going on to you know, a Pro Bowl nose guard, because that's not really what we want to be doing.
Were you mic'd up last year for any games?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm always mic'd up a little bit, but
I'm just wondering, because I remember like back in the day when they started putting those mics on players and stuff.
Yeah.
Were you concerned that other teams would be able to listen to everything they say and diagnose your signals and
yeah,
calls?
yeah. I mean, there's a whole other wrinkle of like dummy calls and dummy signals we'll try and misdirect, you know, what's going on. Because if we have a defensive tell that anytime I do like this signal, then they do something else, right? Then I might do that signal on like a outside zone instead of a pass play. So there's plenty of wrinkles.
Forster described GDP or Ty Davis Price as a man on a mission.
Yeah.
How's he look different to you from last year to this year?
I mean, it's almost night and day. Like it's pretty wild how much he's progressed. You know, I feel like a lot of people, they didn't write him off, but they also didn't, you know, expect huge things from him mid-season to late season last year. But this season, I feel like he's in the running, like legitimately in the running to be a huge contender for that running back position. So, I mean, I feel like he's, anytime you see him running out of safety, it's like, what's going to happen there, you know? It's definitely something that's, you know, it's just, honestly, it's just inspiring to watch, and hopefully it just keeps getting better.
Speaking of preparedness, we're talking about the offensive line. How much more prepared do you think Aaron Banks, Spencer Burford are compared to year one as starters to year two?
I mean, I think football is a game of reps, right? So if you can see this look and you were burned on it in OTAs, and you bank that into the back of your mind, and then you see it in, you know, week 3 of regular season, you know, you'll be able to not do that same mistake. So I feel like anytime someone gets more reps and anytime they see more looks, more adjustments, more fronts, more corrections by, you know, Coach Forster, I feel like all of that has added up over the past 2 seasons for Banks and 1 season for Spencer. I feel like they're in a good spot.
One more for Jake. All right, thanks, Jake. Thanks, Jake. I'll be on the play again.